I heard you know somebody. Somebody I need to find. Now. Why am I here? Is this some weird dream that gave her the anesthetics? Wait, I remember a mutation that did something like this. So that would make you... Astral. Heard my name before? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that your people possessed a mutation that allowed them to transfer information in an instant. A sort of strain of a mutation that's now unique to Andrea, the multiverse's prime minister. That's interesting. But everybody but you was slaughtered in an incident 5,000-ish years ago. It seems that monsters from a negative dimension, dimension -1, led by somebody, slaughtered all humans on dimension 1's Earth. Except you. The monsters from dimension -1 wound up rebuilding a distorted society because of the societal advancement property of the multiverse that forces every dimension down to reach a certain point 200 years before the dimension 1 above it. The monsters from dimension -1 wound up rebuilding a distorted society because of the societal advancement property of the multiverse that forces every dimension down to reach a certain point 200 years before the dimension 1 above it. And that led to a huge spike in societal advancement across the multiverse. And the person who led the monsters claimed to be responsible for it. On the surface, it seemed like a good thing to many people, but it jumped certain dimensions to points that they shouldn't have reached for thousands of years. But that's just it. Planets in several dimensions utterly collapsed, and the man responsible for the tragedy managed to assume power across hundreds of dimensions before eventually being defeated by the Pharaoh Atem in Dimension 319's Egypt. That man, his name was... Uncle Freddy. Why me? It'll be fine. I don't know how he'll react since we generally do these things thousands of years after the consciousness transfer. Wait, can't you do it and talk to him telepathically or whatever? No, Yugi and Doodie get mad at me. What? This is word magic and acts accordingly weird. Sharing a body between two people was hard to adjust to, let alone three. Four is just uncomfortable. But aren't you technically in the Millennium Puzzle? The flow of energy works weirdly. Get off my case.
Sorry, he gets triggered by that stuff. Folks, just please put the thing on.
Fine! Is this a dream or did I get kidnapped by otaku lizards again?
I ask myself that every day.
Not that that's confusing or anything. Also, there's a weird voice in my head screaming about disintegrating stuff and a bunch of convoluted lore or something. Allow me to explain. This is Energy Management. It's an organization founded by the king that manages de-electrite now, I guess, after that conversion thing. We also handle energy crisis across the multiverse, and mainly in Dimension Group 1. I know what M is, and I think I know who you are. I'd rather not talk to you. You ruined our dimension. Oh, the Kaiba thing. It's not my fault that Kaiba disappeared. That's just how they made it seem when they prematurely ended Yu-Gi-Oh! Until the weird anomaly in Dimension 326 that supposedly gave a bunch of people a conclusion that I had never read because I thought it'd be something weird based on the memes I saw about that dragon thing. And, did you know about that thing that happened? Dimension 326 is that weird dimension where brain matter is more similar to the rest of the multiverse than any other matter, so instead of getting electrite mutations, people in that dimension just get memories of other dimensions, and that allows them to tell stories from all across the multiverse. And a lot of stories and art made there have been reproduced across the multiverse through some really weird thing involving some memory wiping or whatever. And to make a long story short, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is now famous, even though it's technically a history book with continuity errors. Yeah, that. Anyway, it's not my fault the Kaiba disappeared. And honestly, I should probably read the last arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that I can learn what Kaiba was trying to prevent, but that can wait. Anyway, why am I here? You're dead. That explains a lot.
What my friend here is trying to say is that you were killed in your sleep by a 5,000-year-old monster named Uncle Freddy. Attempt preserved your mind so we can maybe learn where Uncle Freddy might be. The guy screaming in your head is Wilkes, a weird guy who has brain damage. Probably. I'm Alfred, and I'm, Alfred. The green clothes guy is Pinchess, and he's a Pinchess. Yeah! That's me! I'm not the best at explaining things. Anyway, that egg is, well, the king calls him Mr. Eggman person, Pinchess calls him the egg tiny monster thing, Wilkes calls him a rock, Atem calls him a nightmare to explain, and I call him Stunt. He can do a bunch of crazy stuff like teleport and control the atmosphere and kill basically anything with absolutely no effort, and chooses not to. Well, there is one thing he definitely can't kill, Uncle Freddy, so we need to find him and work together to beat him.
Wait, the magic egg is real?
It's not magic. The king says Stunt X mutation is completely physical and isn't a DNA strand affected by its environment. So it's not magic, since that's what magic is.
So there is no such thing as a magic egg.
The king says it can rewrite its DNA, so it could become magical at any moment.
I'm having an existential crisis.
First time. So, do you know anything about Uncle Freddy? He seems to have kidnapped the guy who was in the bed next to yours. Atem made a mechanism that would destroy the bed 30 seconds after somebody died, and take anybody who died's consciousness.
Well, I have no idea where he might be, so I'm no help. Let me go! That's not possible. Your body was completely destroyed and only your mind was preserved, so there's absolutely no way we can let you go, because you're a woodchip. So I basically only exist because you're looking for the guy who killed me?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I do have a blurry memory. I've always had this thing where when I feel strong energy, even just from the sun, I start to get cranky and I can't sleep. It might have been just before I died. I saw a figure over my bed, and then everything went white, and that's it. I did catch a glimpse of something. It might have been in his pocket. It was probably hanging out because it was flying over me. I thought it was a dream, and that thing was a watch. It was expensive looking. I don't think that'll help you find him, though. Unless you can turn back time. Time? That's irrelevant. Egyptian magic is the most powerful mutation in existence. I set one more trap for Uncle Freddy. The setup used for eternal afterlife. It stops everything from within a certain range from aging and forces it to exist at every point in time after it was originally put there. I know it's confusing, but don't think too hard about it. And anything that leaves won't exist at any point in time in that area until let back in. And that means that also, if it's let back in, everything that it did will happen again instantly, and if it's let out, then anything that it did will be reversed instantly. It's pretty complicated. If I can find any trace of Uncle Freddy, or your actual body, I can probably let it back in, and then it'd be over. So, did the watch break? Any part of his clothes rip? His watch might have been chipped a little bit. Perfect. If I can find a single bit of his watch, I can bring his watch back, and then I can bring back Uncle Freddy from any residue left on it. I wasn't sure what would be a lead or not, but now that I know that, we'll be able to find Uncle Freddy for sure. I'll need to trap him again, though. Thank you. Anyway, we'll keep this in a drawer for when we need it. I should go see that weird mask guy. Why are you here? That doesn't answer my question. I know. Job here. I'll ask him to get away now. He left me in charge. You're hired. We'll make a contract later. Welcome to the team. Hope you don't die. Honestly, we need as much help as we can get.
I'm learning a lot more about Egyptian magic, at least. That's good. I think my original mission's nearly complete. There are just 2 people who I still need to kill. Alfred and Wilkes. I'll probably need to find them first, though.
Grumpymon, your first job is to please protect us.
What's going on here?
Ah, the monster!
Even worse! The chef guy! Get out of my way! That thing looks dangerous!
I'm just a rock.
Are our choices coming back to haunt us, or... Alfred, I'm back for my rematch!
This is gonna be tough! I have no time for weaklings. I only have one goal in life. None of you mean anything.
Well, first things first.
Birda! Got motherfucker!
I don't speak gibberish. This looks dangerous. Let's get this over with.
Why can't I have my own electrolyte generator?
Ugh, my ticket says I need to go home in like 20 hours. I'm on a time frame. Yeah, same. Ugh, we got too used to 2-on-1, and now we're fighting 6-on-6, so it really should be evenly matched.
Just die so you don't have to keep fighting.
Checkmate.
Indeed.
The Tem set something up for me. I saw it coming a mile away. Egyptian magic. Eternal afterlife. Goodbye.
What is that supposed to...
I laid out a ton of wormholes to force them out of here. Now, all the damage they've dealt never even happened. Anything they did exists only in our memories. If we let them back in, they'll be able to do whatever they want here. And everything will be instantly built back. How versatile. You use this for actual afterlives, right? Impressive.
I can teach you how to use it if you want. You did get Egyptian magic from that one time I used Mind Crush Mark 5 on you.
That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, that's it. All at once, we've permanently rid ourselves of so many problems. They can go on living their lives, but it's nearly impossible for them to ever affect us again.
They'd only be able to actually attack us if they followed us elsewhere. But they probably couldn't do much even then, since, it's hard to actually find people who can teleport wherever they feel like it. We'll deal with them individually when the time comes, but for now, that's that. Although they're not in the promo art, there's actually something I can do with them. Now one of them's Uncle Freddy and probably suffering. I mean, not actually doing fine, but that's boring and I'm singing. Now sorry, Who's the best?
Uncle Freddy's the best! Wait, but what happened to...
Whatever you're about to say, nothing.
The things they do, as if you cared to you, the random tiny child and the giant purple ants.
I'm so glad you destroyed my town so that I got to meet you. I love it when he does that.
My guard senses are tingling, and by that I mean I saw a security video. Holy moly macaroni! Random passerby escaped prison! Ah! I gotta tell Em or something. It seems like all we do is find temporary solutions to permanent problems.
Look on the bright side! My birthday's in 3 days, and tomorrow's practically today, and the day before is practically the day of, and the day between doesn't exist, so... It's my birthday!
It's not.
I know!
We really need to plan our next course of action. I think it's vital that we get rid of Rybo and random passerby as soon as possible.
The king would assign teams, so I think we should. Wilkes and I have beaten random passerby once before, so we'll do it again. You and Pinchess take Rybo. That seems like it'd work. And Stuntig and Grumpymon will take on Chef Mustachio and Granny.
That sounds like it'll work. I hope the egg will be able to follow instructions.
Do I have to fight a monster after such a short time?
We've all had to fight a monster in the past few days, but Wilkes and I probably got the worst of it.
It was traumatizing! We should spend today preparing. We'll need to plan carefully and track the bases of everyone, and we're not allowed to kill any of them. The king's rules, not mine.
That complicates things a bit, doesn't it?
Stuntig is invincible. If he finishes first, he should help us out. Wait, he can alter his DNA, right? Hey, Stuntig, try making more of you.
Holy macaroni and anchovies! It's 3 eggs!
Does that mean that we can all take one? Maybe he'll form back into 1 egg once he's done, but... Let's spend today making a system to communicate with Stuntig. Split into 6 total for each of us, okay?
Okay, that is just creepy.
If we can turn brainwaves into information, he'll be able to do whatever we want, and we'll all have Stuntig's powers. We can call ourselves the Stuntig Team.
Nightmare to Explain team has a certain ring to it, too.
Doesn't Team Stuntag make more sense?
Black Eagle Strike Force!
Team Stuntig it is. Anyway, this'll make things a lot easier. You can turn back into 1 now, Stuntig. That's really creepy.
I really hope everything goes slightly okay.
And I hope the king is a vampire!
And I hope you don't get another song stuck in your head.
And I hope you learn to like spinach pie!
I get that you were traumatized or something, but you literally attacked me for not liking spinach pie.
I just received a report from some guard guy named Joe McJoe that tells us stuff we already know. And I just did nothing! Ha! I win!
Anyway,
Thank you, Your Holiness! Awesome speech!